What's going on, everyone? Yesterday is another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is the one and only Killy. Now, Killy is from a manga, also a new animated film on Netflix called Blam. Now, if you've never seen any of the material, feel free to look at Netflix if you actually have it, or you can practically go to any bookstore nowadays and they will have these large volumes of Blam in manga form. So, either or, you can find a little bit more about him. Just a quick backstory. You follow this character, which is named Killy here, and he is on a hunt to bring back humanity in this wasteland of a world that's almost like, best way to put it is like just dilapidated buildings, almost like clutters or a nest of where people hide out at to stay alive. Machines have pretty much annihilated all humanity, and there's a few people that still survive. Now, the odd part is this character here is considered one of the original humans. My thoughts is more so that he was a human at one point and maybe practically took into a vessel to kind of live as like immortality in a way, to kind of bring back humanity. So it's really everything rests on his shoulders. You also have these other characters that's supposed to be like clones of humans, or it's like the closest thing to get to humans more so. Now, if you've never heard of Blam, he resembled quite a bit of things you may have seen. So for one, let's take 1,000 Toys synthetic humans, where you have like the Kato figure and a few other figures that they released. Those characters are supposed to be necessarily, I think, either designed by the dude that designed this, or it was like a homage towards that guy, and 1,000 Toys kind of brought out these figures. Now, even though 1,000 Toy also released this figure as well, the toys are actually made by Sen-ti-nel. So one thing we can definitely promise that you're going to have a really nice design when it comes down to Sen-ti-nel figures. Just the design work in Sen-ti-nel is pretty fucking amazing. But beyond all that, as for the story itself, you follow him, and like I say, he's trying to bring back humanity. Be honest with you, Blam isn't for everyone. Definitely wasn't really for me. I enjoyed the visuals of it, but you know, I don't really care for it that much, just because the guy that actually makes Blam, if you look at a lot of his work like Biomega, even some of the elements in Knights of Sidonia and Blam, he kind of recycles the same shit. It's almost like looking at the same way how Goku, the guy that designs Goku, Toyama, you have him like the same fucking character inside Chrono Trigger, and he ain't anything else for that matter, Tobo #1, where they just recycle the same art style and it kind of doesn't look special, or it doesn't really look too unique. Knights of Sidonia really looked unique in my personal opinion. That was probably the one of my favorites out of the things that he's created. But for the most part, if you look at Biomega and you also look at Blam, they look like the same fucking character. They just got different names. Same weaponry, same ridiculousness in some aspects. So the material, I mean, like I said, if you just want to know more about it, feel free to read it, but it just, like I said, in my opinion, it wasn't the best. I think a lot of times people like stuff just due to the main character is pretty a badass, but outside of that, it really doesn't really hold nothing too much further as storytelling, in my opinion. It kind of leaves the reader up to figuring something out on their own, so your imagination kind of carry it, maybe, I don't know, but that's my explanation behind Blam. Now, as for this figure though, sweet. So let's go ahead and just jump into the review, and you can see for yourself while I was talking and babbling along that you can actually see this character has quite a bit of detail going on. It's a lot of mixed materials inside the figure itself. They did a really, really good job. So like you can see like small highlights that kind of bring his outfit out, like these gray, supposed to be like duct tape rather, and you can see it designed the exact same way on the Blam manga, which they did a really good job again. Like they nailed how this character looks in the manga itself. They did such a good job. That's the back. The other side doesn't really have too many highlights going on. This is more black, more so than anything. But like I said, once you actually see it in person, you may be able to see it on the camera, but when you see it in person, he has a lot of good textures that kind of make things pop and just works really well. The toy stands about 6 inches tall. Give you a quick example. Here is SH Figure Arts Apocalypse Zero. So he's not too far off on height with that. And then here is one of the enemies of Blam, which I also picked up, which stands about that tall. Now I know it looks washed out because I did actually heighten the light on this video just so we can actually see most of Blam outfit. Well, not Blam, I'm sorry, Killy's outfit and the details. So it won't be like that when I actually do the review for this. But that's that in dealing with height. Now, I will say further as the toy itself, it doesn't really pack a huge punch on accessories, but then again, it kind of makes sense because the character in the book and in the anime does not really carry much. So, you're going to get a few hands. So, in total, you're going to have a set of 8 hands. You're going to have balled fists, as you can see in front of you. You're going to get some gripping hands. Let me see if I can focus on that for you. There you go. So you're going to get some nice gripping hands. They're really, really nicely sculpted. The glove look really good. The details in it looks really nice. Just really well done. It's going to come with a right and a left. They also took the time out to implement the duct tape finger. Well, 2 fingers, the pinky and the ring. So did a good job there, but it's sculpted the exact same. He has relaxed hands. I'll just show you the ones with the tape on the finger just because it's probably the only thing that actually kind of has detail. The rest of them are just like black hands and that's it. But like I said, really nice. That's a relaxed hand. Then they're going to come with 2 hands that look like gun trigger hands, but they actually work with all of his accessories. So here is the gun toting hand, or just a grab hand in general, like that. This is his pistol. Like I said, the guy kind of recycles stuff. So this same pistol that you see, it's the same type of pistol that they use in Biomega, and also I think in something else he created. You might also know this gun resembles the Kato gun in the 1000 Toys figure. So like I said, it's kind of just recycled shit, to be honest with you. But you know, people like it for what it is. But there's his pistol. And as for holding the pistol, it's really easy. It's a nice slide in. The index finger holds it in place. That's that. He's going to come with this nice knife that looks like it has tape around the handle, like he made a prison shank. This is actually really, really nicely done too. Most stuff is just jet black and grays, but the handle and a nice scope work dealing with the clean hose going through the blade kind of gives it a little bit more flavor to it. So this actually looks really nice dealing with that. And like I said, that actually is held on really well in all of the hands. So nothing comes out. It's nice and firm in there. And you also going to get, it's going to look like a Lego, as my boy said today. But that's what it looks like. It looks like a Lego practically. Like you actually have some random Lego coming in the box. This is actually his snack bar, or a full course meal for what they are in their world. Now Killy doesn't technically eat it. He just holds it around for some odd reason, because either A, he can take a longer period of time to eat, or I think he just don't have to eat. So he actually used this bar here to feed damn near a whole village of people to kind of help out. So he wins their trust with a good meal, rather. So that's the items you're going to get there. Now, as for dealing with articulation, this thing packs a punch to be so small. So for one, you're going to get a full 360 head. All right. You're going to get a tilt at the chin, which he can look down about that far, which is really nice. What's also dope, the back of his skull here, he has like this piece of hair, which I think you can see, hopefully you can see it. He has like a piece of hair that you can kind of see like laying down. That actually is a joint. I think it's on like the dotted hinge type way. So it actually collapses in when you tilt his head back to get him more range. That's really fucking clever. That was really, really nicely done. So when you tilt his head back, his head goes about that far up, which I think is great. Really nice bend there. Now, if you add his neck joint into the play, it collapses in the chest, which brings his head all the way down practically, which is really good. Really, really good. The cool part is, when I was saying earlier, or at least I think I did, I could have messed up on one of my videos and thought I said it in this one, but whatever the case may be, he has mixed plastic, which I think was a great idea. So this little thing around his neck here is actually a soft PVC here. Going to his shoulders, they're soft PVC. They pretty much just go around the ring of the joint of the bicep, which causes this to be free flowing so it doesn't get in the way. So if you want to bring his arms out like so, they go out about that far. What's also nice, you see they hit the joints really well up under armpit, so you don't really see too much gaps going on, especially not from the front. Looks really, really done, and really, really well done. Same thing goes for the back. Now, full 360 going all the way around. He can do that. He has a double hinge elbow joint, which gives him a nice amount of range. I'll show it to you from the side so you can actually see. Really well done. He also has bicep swivel, so you can turn his bicep right around here. So you ain't got nothing to worry about further as trying to hit a pose. Going down lower, his wrist is on a standard hinge joint, which he has a very nice amount of range there as well. Let me get in the focus. Sorry. There we go. So that there works out well. His hands are just practically on a ball peg, so be careful pulling off the hand. It does come off pretty easy though, so I didn't have to fight with it, which is great. I'll go ahead and snap the other hand on real quick. It just pops on nice and firm. You don't got to fight. You just pop it on there and you're good to go. Nothing is loose. Really great. Now this is something that's really dope as well. I'll show this first. He has a ball joint knife holder in the back, which pegs directly into his back. So once you pop it in there, you can move it free flowing anywhere you want it to go. You can tilt it, you can rotate it, whatever works for you, which is nice. And it fits in very snug. So be careful pulling it out because you don't want to break nothing. But when you get it, this knife will already be inside the actual casing. Also what's nice about this figure, which once again, Sen-ti-nel nails the whole way of just, you know, bringing something new to the table when it comes down to design wise. So he does have an actual abdomen joint. This right here is a soft PVC. You can see me squishing it. So he can actually bend. You can hear the clicks. He has a nice range. That's what I'll use in the waist joint. Let me see. You can get about that much, which is pretty badass. Alright. So you got that going. He can tilt quite a bit. That's really good on both ways. Nothing is hindering him. It's nice and stiff. You can rotate them. Nice and stiff. You don't got to worry about nothing being loose. Like, everything about this figure is just really, really well thought out. Like, they did such a great job on this. His legs, different design. It actually has the hinge on the outside where you can see, but it's painted well. So it's not like a two-tone joint, which I'm happy about that. So it doesn't just look, you know, hideous. Some companies just get lazy and they have two different plastics going on and we just see like the mess. But they painted the same, so everything kind of works together. His leg can actually kick quite a bit up on its own. So you got quite a bit of range there. Going backwards, you can practically do the scissor style splits. Going out to the side, you can do full splits. You got a thigh rotation right there. He does have single hinge knees, but they work really well. They still got a nice bend there, so you don't lose too much. Going down to the shin, this is also like a soft PVC. This can rotate as well, almost like a Marvel Legends figure. They hit that joint really, really well in there, so that comes in handy when you're doing certain poses with him. On his ankle, he get a nice range there. going down, also a nice range. Got a toe joint. And then he can do that type of pivot. So his pivot almost resembles like a Play Arts Kai pivot. It's not the best, but it definitely works. So this here, I must say, further as like a nice ass figure. This figure's dope. They did a damn good job on this figure. Like I must say this is something that's well done. Like I was saying before, like just the bend of the shins helps so much on posing him and him not, you know, looking utterly ridiculous, and just great balance. So you can practically nail. See how low he get? Like, that's dope. Posing, dealing with balance wise, I did a side kick earlier. See if I can pull it off again. I might be able to. I always try the one leg kick because if your toy can nail that, 9 times out of 10 it can nail everything else pretty easily. Especially when it comes down to balance wise. And he's good. So that is my review of good old Killy. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said before, like, Sentinel did a damn good job. I know y'all probably think it's 1,000 toys. It's not. It's Sentinel. So if you're going to give some respect, give it to Sentinel. You can give it to 1,000 toys for picking up the license. But Sentinel is the one that's behind this dope ass shit here. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Ludens release. Cannot wait to see that. And I really do hope, me and my boy was saying, we really hope that they come out with the one male and the one female character from Blam, because further as the enemies he fought, even if they make the soldiers, I'm down for that too. I hope they actually take this line further dealing with the toys, because it's dope. So it's like, why not? Especially when you got something of this, you know, magnitude of quality. So I would definitely say pick it up. If you haven't picked it up, you might want to jump on it before the prices go up, or before people try to get kind of ridiculous on cost, because he's not really an expensive figure at all. I think he retailed for like $60 maybe. Been a minute since I pre-ordered him, so I can't really remember. But I think it was like $60, and it's worth the money. That's for damn sure. Like, people spend money on figures that give you less quality of, you know, overall just what you can do with it. And this toy should not be slept on. So I would definitely say pick it up. But yeah, like I said, feel free to check out the rest of the reviews. I will have some more up, and I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all definitely take care.